What's up, team? How are you all feeling? I want to start this video off by saying that I am a white person, and this should not be the only source that you're getting this information from. In fact, I encourage you to not just listen to me as a white person, but to get perspective from Asha, who this incident happened to, who is a Black woman and who was represented by One Up Nutrition. So I highly encourage you to not just listen to my voice as a white person, but if you are also a white person, hopefully this can encourage you to expand and open your mind coming from me, a fellow white person. But ultimately, I really encourage you to listen with an open mind and an open heart to our fellow Black brothers and sisters. This is really the time to hear their voices and to hear their stories. I am just one piece of the puzzle. So I wanted to make this video again because I wanted to clarify exactly why I decided, even after One Up Nutrition apologized for what they did. Again, this is not fully my story, so if you want the full story, I encourage you to head over to Asha's Instagram. I'll post it below. But they basically fired Asha through this whole scenario that happened where she was basically just reaching out, extending and asking if they were going to post anything about the Black Lives Matter and everything that's going on right now. And there was some back and forth, and eventually One Up Nutrition decided to terminate their partnership with Asha. And so what then happened was a lot of controversy, people calling One Up Nutrition out, and they released a video apologizing and saying that what they did was wrong. But within that video, they proceeded to continue to make excuses and say that Asha was acting out and that her response was inappropriate. They also proceeded to block her and block any negative comments on their post. So as soon as I heard this, as somebody who is an ambassador, I went ahead and immediately went to Asha's page and listened to her story. Also went through and saw, the voices of other Black athletes and other Black ambassadors and what their side of the story is and how they're feeling off of this. And because of all of that, I decided to terminate my partnership with One Up Nutrition. After I terminated my partnership, I then proceeded to get messages saying that I'm so brave for terminating my partnership, and that was really bold of me, and that was really amazing that I stood up to this brand with a huge following. And so I just wanted to make it crystal clear that I terminated my partnership with One Up Nutrition because there was no other choice. It wasn't brave of me, it was the right thing to do. They put someone down, not just put someone down, but they fired someone. And they proceeded to make excuses for their actions rather than taking ownership. And yes, they apologized, but they only apologized after they were called out and after they were exposed. And so it's really important as white people and as white allies to listen to the voices and the stories of Black people and where they're coming from, and hear them. And as you can see, all of the Black people who were affiliated or responsive to this event felt really unsafe and felt like One Up Nutrition was not supportive of who they are. They also have a history of not really having many Black athletes, and so immediately was like not even an option. It wasn't even something I had to mull over or think about. It was like, I have to terminate this partnership. There were other athletes who explained why that they didn't terminate their partnership with One Up Nutrition, and it was because One Up Nutrition apologized and all of this stuff. And the fact that we're able to forgive so easily is privilege. The fact that we're able to think about whether we want to be with a company or not is privilege. The fact that we have the opportunity to continue to feel safe with this company is privilege. And so those white athletes and those white influencers that continued to post Black Lives Matter posts and show their support for Black lives, but then continue their partnership with One Up Nutrition is not actually support of Black lives, because those are the moments where your action is needed. If you're just gonna make a post about Black Lives Matter, but then not actually follow through with your actions, then there is no point. There is no point. You don't actually support Black lives because you're not actually listening to the stories and the words of the Black people who are here telling you that they feel unsafe and that they feel like they've been put down and that they feel like they're not being represented. And so I wanted to make this video coming from a white person's perspective as to why it is super important to not just post something saying we support Black lives, but more importantly, to follow up on those actions. And that is a perfect example of a real life situation where something feels uncomfortable, where something like, I've been with One Up Nutrition now for, 3 or 4 years. I've been an ambassador with them and I like their product. I'm not gonna lie, I like their product. I have clients who purchase, of course it's not comfortable or easy to be like, buy, I have people who have been using my code and I have photos of me in their stuff, but it's like, these are the moments where you either stand up for what's right or you don't, and there's no option. There is no right or wrong here. There is no, oh, but they apologized, right? Like, I get that we're all learning and I get that we're all making mistakes, and I certainly am not perfect. But these are the moments where you standing up matters and counts. And then if you go back to One Up Nutrition's page and you look through the comments and you look through the thread, the only people still supporting One Up Nutrition are white people. So that is the most important thing, is we have to continue to listen to the voices and the stories of Black people. If we truly, truly, truly want to get rid of white supremacy, then we need to acknowledge our privilege. We need to listen to their voices, listen to their stories, and follow what they're saying, and not just doing what feels best for us. And so I think that is the key there in dismantling white supremacy, in moving forward in anti-racism. So again, I wanted to pop on here and share that, and share why I'm no longer an ambassador of One Up Nutrition, and also share from a white person's perspective. So I hope that this helps other white people to understand a little bit more about how we can continue to dismantle this system, and how we can continue to support Black lives. So it's not just a post, it's not just our words, it's our actions that really, really matter, and it's listening and putting those Black voices and stories to the forefront during this time especially, but as we continue to learn about how to be anti-racist. I hope this was helpful. Have a great rest of your day. Continue fighting, continue doing what's right, and continue listening with an open heart and mind.